one story that I covered last year that I didn't really notice many other people cover. I mean, George Galloway did a little bit. Um, Nico House did a little bit as well. Also, Jimmy Dore kind of mentioned it when he was on my show, but was the subject of Howie Hawkins and the Green Party rigging. And from my
Uh-huh.
perspective, there was such a big story there from one, the nominee or frontrunner at the time of the Green Party embracing CIA talking points about RussiaGate after Jill Stein had just been smeared as a
Yes.
Russian agent as part of that. So that's one part. Also, there was a whole saga of the Green Party nomination demonstrably being rigged,
Hmm.
from candidates being excluded as being official candidates to people in the steering committee working with Howie Hawkins' campaign. Howie Hawkins being the only candidate on the ballot in the North Carolina primary.
Yeah.
There was also the additional story of Jesse Ventura being interested in running for the Green Party nomination and essentially being gaslit out of running for it. So again, to me, it seemed like an interesting story, at least among
Yes.
leftists and independent media. But I didn't really notice anyone picking it up, with just a couple of exceptions. So I'm just curious, from your perspective, why do you think it is that independent media either didn't care or didn't think it was newsworthy or didn't want to cover the story of the 2020 Green Party nomination?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that interview with Howie Hawkins because I covered it. I know the part that you're talking about where he tells you about RussiaGate, and I think he also talks about Assad
Yes,
in the
correct.
same part. Yes, so I've covered that clip specifically because he was again. I said it back then. He was repeating the same regime change nonsense, right? And it's again like, oh, he's a butcher, blah blah blah. Like they're just CIA talking points. They're not actual critiques, right? These people, they actually don't know any valid critiques to make. And so I did cover that. And with the Green Party, I actually interviewed one of the other candidates, Dario Hunter, right? And he explained on the show this rigging that you were talking about, how again North Carolina is one of the states where I think in multiple states they had basically taken everyone else off the ballot except Howie Hawkins, right? So it is an astonishing story. You would think that after 2016, with Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders and the rigging that happened there, that people would be kind of they have their eyes peeled, and they'd be on the lookout for more things like this, more corruption. Unfortunately, yeah, barely anyone touched on it. I think people. I mean, I don't know why people didn't cover it. I can't speak for them, but I think it's a shame because it is a scandalous story. The things that the Green Party did. I mean, you know, it's unfortunate because in the U.S. you already have a bipartisan system. Well, I mean, if we're being real here, it's a one-party system, but with two wings of the same party. But you got a choice between Democrats and Republicans, and then one of the parties that maybe has a little bit of traction is indeed the Green Party. And if people knew and were aware of how crappy Biden was, how crappy Trump is, you'd think that all the attention we focus, okay, let's go third party, let's build something there, and let's make sure it doesn't get corrupted, it doesn't get spoiled. And no, everyone just decided to a lot of independent media, unfortunately, they just told people to go vote for Biden. They advocated for Biden. They completely ignored this. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's scandalous. I think it's almost as bad as what Hillary Clinton did to Bernie Sanders in 2016. The evidence is there. It's very unfortunate. And again, this is what astonished me the most, is that you would think after what happened to Jill Stein, with her being attacked, left and right, no pun intended, and called a Russian agent because she happened to be sitting at the same table as Putin. I mean, this is preposterous that he would go and turn around and do the same thing. I think that was a very important moment because it kind of showed that it was drawing a line in the sand. It was like, okay, well, now the leadership of this party is going along with the establishment nonsense, and I don't know why people did not cover it. It's completely scandalous. That, and in addition, as you mentioned, the election rigging, the nomination rigging rather.